Okay, hello everyone there in YouTube space. It's me Alex. I'm here back again, and what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna tell something more theme related, not as always like doing nothing related to nothing and do all this rubbish. You know what I'm saying? And for this particular video, by the way, how much I made? Maybe 100 episodes I made already, and that's my like something like in a row episode of mine. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a point of my today's speech. The point actually is I want to speak continually and just being able to produce whatever speech I would be required to produce. I would. And I'm making my speeches always in an impromptu way, and I am craving for my speaking, as my speaking intertwines with my other skills of listening practice and my analyzing practice, and just following any other like related English activities. I would be always loyal for that activities of mine because they expand me, then they expand my horizons, and then they expand and advance my English related skills. As one guy once said in some YouTube channel, you should always be following like several courses simultaneously in parallels. Then it goes to your English learning thing, and I agree on that ground, and I agree on what he said. And guys, today I'm gonna describe the movie of my youth, of my even adolescence years, I should say, from my teens years. And the movie actually was filmed in the year of 1995, and the name of that movie was and still is like The Heat. If you might relate to the name of that movie, is very significant for me because that was the first accomplishment I've ever seen with so much deep just exhilaration, exuberance, and for my own eyes, you know what I'm saying? And I'd never seen something more accomplished, more sophisticated, and more artistic related ever. I'd never done that before for that moment of my life, and these days I haven't seen anything like that in terms of how it was made, what artistic approach it contains, what characters depicted there, what play of all the major actors of that movie might be, and all this stuff together that works together, you know what I'm saying? And just bear with my mistakes about my English. As always, I'm only learning. I'm not setting myself as a person who knows everything about English, and I've never been like that, but I'm striving to do more every single day, and I'm nearing the goal of mine of being fluent completely. And I'm nearing that goal of mine with very tiny but very firm steps I'm making every day by myself in order to advance my durable English, you know what I'm saying? And even some native speakers avoid to communicate with me because I tend to speak a lot, and I'm trying to speak fast, I'm trying to do more within some period of time, and I'm not interesting person as I am, I know, for them, and for the most of people, because I'm kind of what I'm craving about. I'm so mad about my English, and no one else can maybe share my approach, my activities, and that's the point that I told you right now. And I'm not offended about that. I'm telling the truth. Nothing holds me back right now, and I'm even going to go on a limb here and say that I'm the only person now who's about to expand my English learning thing with myself without having anyone together with me and speaking at the same level that I speak. I'm not setting myself again as a person who speaks and who can do a lot about my English, but I'm trying, I'm trying. You see, I'm doing this in front of you now, and I've done that before every single day I lived, and I'm trying to do my English. And if you might see my advance, that's great. If you might see my mistakes, that's always great. And just comment my mistakes, especially if you're a native speaker, how it goes to how you hear my speech, how you hear my voice, and what should I work on in my further days, and in order to be more fluent and more dissolved in my fluent English. And guys, the point, as I told you today, the point of my consideration today would be the movie Heat. And what I can say about that movie, that movie was made in the year of 1995 during my children years, and I was astonished when I've seen that accomplishment for the very first time in my life. And because there were some great actors of my youth, and not only about my youth, but during present day, I mean, they still are. Those ones are Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, and they were performing the main parts, the leading roles in that movie. Al Pacino performed police officer, and Robert De Niro performed some criminal guy, criminal jerk, I should say. He wasn't a jerk in my eyes. He was a perfect guy in all the ways. You know what I'm saying? He was able to do a robber and to take down the score in no moment and perfectly, and that's why he was respected even by the character of Al Pacino, by the police officer, and that police officer said within the frames of that movie that the guy performed by Robert De Niro was perfect in all the ways, and he just honored him with every line he said in that movie, you know what I'm saying? And guys, I don't know what to say about that movie, but that was something or something when I see that for the very first time in my life. And I picked up several phrases out of that movie when I watched that in original with an original English American English soundtrack, I should say, and I picked up a bunch of interesting and useful phrases. One of those Al Pacino said in some episode about himself and his life, and he said kind of, we were passing each other on the downslope of our marriage. That's great expression. I memorized it deeply, and so it's so pleasant to my ears. And as I'm becoming more fluent, excuse me, about my English, I adore such type of phrases when it comes to my ears. And the second just expression I picked up from there was some anchor in the news who was depicting the events happened recently during crime scene on the streets of LA, and she said kind of, you know, these robberies spilled out on the streets, and another anchor that covered that entire episode of the news was presenting that girl presented the particular skin within that episode, and he said kind of, she's right on the scene right now. She has the latest. She's right on the scene right now, and she has the latest. That's a great expression. I've never heard that before, and I picked it up, and I started to use that. And now you're seeing me using this in my speech for the very first time in my life. Those two phrases that I familiarized you with, they became so far the part of my vocabulary, the part of my active vocabulary, I should say. And guys, I wouldn't talk too much in this video in order to be just keeping efforts to do something more significant in my life. And that's it for tonight. Just share with your own opinions how's it going to you, your English, your whatever practice you would be immersed into, and how I do my English. You may also comment my activities if you want and judge them, and even too severely, and I'll be pleased to hear all the opinions in the comment section down below if you have those. And that's it for tonight. See you all guys and girls in a while. That's it. Take care. Bye.